So if you listen to like my waking hours and be like, oh, I could never do that. Well, ask yourself, what is it that you want in life? What is a priority to you? Because either you're going to make it an excuse or you'll make it a priority. At the end of the day, that's what it is. People make more excuses. Other people make it more of a priority. I know, the real deal. You're never going to get sugarcoated here. I don't like sugarcoat. I don't like when people sugar. I like when they shoot it raw and real to me. So I'm going to give it to you. Welcome to For His Glory CEO, the podcast for high-achieving women like you who have built the business, hit the milestone, checked all the boxes, yet deep down something still feels off. The success is there, but you know God has so much more. I'm your host, Allie. If you're hungry for results rooted in the Word, this is for you. Let's get this party started. So I posted to my Facebook page, if I handed you this mic on my podcast, what's the question you're asking me? If you have a podcast, highly recommend doing that. If you don't have a podcast, highly recommend you doing it anyway, because people are going to tell you what they want from you. I'll never forget, I was just at a business event and this woman who's become a very successful publisher was a real estate agent and very successful at that. And people kept asking her about writing a book. How do you write a book? How do you write? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm in real estate. Like, why is everyone asking me this? Well, then she stopped to say, if people keep asking me for this, maybe this is what I should be doing. And next thing you know, she has a huge empire publishing company. She has 42 books in the lineup right now. That's how big she's become. So all that to say, ask people what they want from you. It's getting the answers to your test. You do not have to throw spaghetti at the wall. You can truly know what people are looking to you for, specifically what they see in you. So that was free. You know what, another thing that I love to say, if you spot it, you got it. So what you see in other people, when you spot it, it's because you have it too. Think about it. Think about the different business women that you really admire, and there's qualities in them that you actually possess yourself, which is super cool. Okay, so do you want to know what the first question someone asked when I said, if I handed this mic to you, what would you want to know? It's kind of fun because I actually get this question a lot, but I've never podcasted it. So I thought it might be a fun episode just to share what is a day in the life of yours truly. It's kind of funny because you think, who even cares what I do? But the fact that I've been able to do some fun things and build some fun things alongside of 4 incredible miracles and a smoking hot husband, success leaves clues. And that's what I learned in other people. I did want to know what successful businesswomen did in all waking hours of the day because I wanted to, do the same. Warren Buffett always says, go see what successful people do and copy it. Right? Success leaves clues. So let's start from the very morning. Now, some of y'all are not going to like some of this, but some of y'all are going to be like, bet. I'm going to hold myself to the same standards. And I can tell you, I have pushed myself to a higher standard, especially when you grow bigger businesses. You have to become someone that you're not, right? I will tell that right off the head. So if you listen to like my waking hours and be like, oh, I could never do that. Well, ask yourself, what is it that you want in life? What is a priority to you? Because either you're going to make it an excuse or you'll make it a priority. At the end of the day, that's what it is. People make more excuses. Other people make it more of a priority. I know. The real deal. You're never going to get sugarcoated here. I don't like sugarcoat. I don't like when people sugar. I like when they shoot it raw and real to me. So I'm going to give it to you. Friends, I want to share something that I've actually never shared before, but it's been so transformational for multiple 6- and 7-figure businesswomen that I would be remiss not to share it with you. So I want you to picture this. You're in a room with 10 other women who are running payroll, running teams, making heavy, high-stake decisions, and managing everything. And imagine you bringing your question or your bottleneck to that group of women. Do you think that you can handle things which used to maybe take you months, maybe years, in the next 10 minutes? What I found is a lot of us playing at this field, we don't struggle with lack of strategy, motivation, even discipline. We struggle with not having a sounding board in real time with ideal clients and women who truly get the level we're playing at. And that's why I created the Inner Circle for multiple 6- and 7-figure women to play in. It is the community of communities that offers transformations like I've never never seen before. And you know what the number one receipt is? We had 100% retention of those clients from 2025 rejoin us for 2026. It's a private, exclusive group and extremely selective as well. But if this sounds like this is exactly what you need, grab the Inner Circle application in the show notes and we'll let you know if you're a great fit. All right, back to the show. My waking hours start early. My husband wakes up at 4 a.m. I decided I was not just going to wake up at 4 a.m., go back to bed and get horrible sleep till 5 o'clock. I'm just going to get up with my husband. And so we get up together. I usually get up at 4:07. I don't know why, but that's just the time. And he gets in the Word right away, makes coffee. I can wake up and be in the gym. I don't need a long time to get ready. But if I get up that early with him, then we will sit together and read the Bible. He will drink his coffee. I have now trained myself to like coffee with caramel macchiato protein powder from Burn Boot Camp inside of the coffee. I am a tea girly, but I don't really like eating or drinking first thing when I wake up. I do a bit of salt water, so a half teaspoon of salt water in warm water. That's like a great electrolyte pre-workout. But I'm finding as I'm learning a lot more about hormones and being 46 that having a little bit of protein before strength conditioning is very helpful. So we do that and then we head off out to the gym. So my husband likes to work out in a gym. I love group fitness. So I do Burn Boot Camp and we're in the Rooster Club. The 5:15 class is lit. It's a lot of professionals. They push me a lot harder. Some days I will allow myself to go to different classes, especially if it's a behind the scenes work day and I'm not on camera. And I love that too because it's more social. I know. Sorry, 5:15. But I do like talking to other people. I do work from home. And so sometimes I'll go to the other classes and talk to other mommies and stuff, which is super fun. The 5:15 class, they're not there to chat it up. We're there to lift heavy and push each other. So anyway, 5:15 is really the gym. We get home, get up the kids. One will already be up. And then we start with the breakfast, lunch is made. And then the hair routine, the teeth brushed. And then I get my kids out the door, 7 a.m. And then I'll go back to the Word. I like spending a lot of time in the Word of God and in prayer. It has been a firm foundation for everything I do. And it just sets my feet off right. I feel like sometimes at the 4 a.m., it's a little bit early sometimes. But after a good workout, getting my kids out the door, I feel like I can really just get after it in prayer. Our church has 15-minute slots from 6 to 6 that everyone's praying. 7 a.m. is my time. So it's just really set a good precedence for me to really get into strong prayer and Word before doing my day. So then I will shower and get ready. I think that hair and makeup and earrings makes me show up professionally for my business. I will literally wear heels in my at-home office. It just is the whole as if I was going out and meeting with the mayor of San Diego today. I always get ready to show up because I'm always going to be my best when I do. And then I get to work. So to me, it's very important to have revenue in your first position. I used to wake up and respond to all the messages, all the emails, all the things. Guess what? All my number one energy went out to things that could have been in third position. What do I mean by that? It's not bringing money or revenue into my business. So revenue in first position to me is sales girl hour. So really looking at the number one revenue generating pieces of work that you can do to bring revenue into your business. Because the truth is, friends, if you aren't bringing revenue into your business, it's a hobby. It's not a business. I know. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's true. So if you're doing a lot of things that are just busy work, but it's really not moving the needle, AKA closing clients, having new customers, really bringing in money, revenue into the business, you're not going to have a business. So everything that has to do with revenue is going to be in that first hour. And it's called my sales girl hour. And I reward myself for sales girl hour. It is something that is a big deal because if you're not doing it, you're not going to have a business. And so you want to make sure that you have a successful, sustainable longevity for your business. So I actually have my team hold me accountable for it. They can see it's on Airtable. Airtable is brilliant. If you don't know about it, Google it. Airtable is an AI integrated kind of system. So I can see my sales girl hour and then I get a cool pie chart of how many reach outs I've done, how many calls made, what were the outcomes of it. I have a really high closing rate for sales, but that's only because I've done this for 13 plus years and I've worked very hard at making sure I'm serving people at the highest level. That's what sales is, being a great steward and serving others and making sure that you are bringing solutions to their problems, right? That's the business. They have a problem, you have a solution, you bridge the gap. Simple. I know. Biggest business principle I have, KISS. Keep it simple, sister. So revenue in the first position. Next, I'll move into what I like to call is team stuff. So if there's team stuff that I need to reach out, don't reach out to your team right away. Unless there's like pressing things, like you kind of know what to do, and then use that energy for like the forward facing that you need in the business. That's really important to me. Then I'll go to our WhatsApp and see all the things that the team needs from me. Usually it's like reworking copy, client onboarding, messaging, like all that kind of stuff. I'll jump in there because usually some of that could be revenue that we need to hone in on and stuff that I need to work on, or it's not. And so you don't want to put that in the first position. And then I'm going to do client fulfillment. I'm obsessed with my clients. I am very grateful for each and every one of you. And so for my inner circle, that looks like monthly audits. So I'm auditing like A to Z in their business every single month. That's the first week of the month. So I'm really looking at their social media. I'm looking at the emails. I'm looking at how they're really presenting themselves to the market, and then what bottlenecks they have, and then a quick solution to that bottleneck. One thing you want to do as a coach or a mentor or a leader, you want to get someone a win quickly, right? You just want to like give them that right thing. You don't want to give them 55 things to do. Never. You want to give them the one thing that's going to give them a win, because that's going to it helps reduce endorphins, release endorphins. It helps you it's just, there's a lot of science behind it, but I have a couple medical degrees. Sometimes I like to go on the nursing side of things, the neuroscience of it, but give people wins. That's what I need to say. You need to get your clients wins. So I'll work on that for my clients, one-to-one clients. Some of them are building new offers. So making sure I get them like the right kind of things that I feel need to be in the offer, making sure we sharpen things, making sure there's so much clarity in language and messaging. Oh, that's one thing. Like, don't shoot from the hip. Right? Don't shoot from the hip in 2026. You need to be intentional. When you post things, you need to have it super clear. It needs to be SEO and AEO rich. Like, there's a real smart way to be a businesswoman of excellence. And so I make sure I do that in my own business. I hold myself to a high standard so that I can do it better for my clients. So client fulfillment is honestly doing everything that I would do for my business and better, because I want my clients to soar past me and do way better. I want to be the proud mama being like, get it, girl, you got this. So client fulfillment. And then at the very end, when you have used all of your incredible emotional intelligence on bringing money into your business, revenue in first position, and then connecting with the team, because that's important. You don't want to be the CEO that just like blows off your Slack channels and your WhatsApp. You want to get back to your people because they're working for you, right? You're blessed. You're blessed beyond measure to have them. Number 3, client fulfillment. You want to make sure that you're giving your great energy and your smarts to your clients and fulfilling on that. And then lastly, at the very end, very end of my day, my work day, I am doing the nitty-gritty stuff that I absolutely hate. That's all admin stuff, which my team does handle a whole lot of it. The beauty of building, past 6 and 7 figures, like you can hire people to do the stuff that you absolutely hate. However, you are the CEO at the end of the day. There's a lot of stuff that needs you to like cross T's and dot I's. So the stuff that I absolutely hate doing that is not bringing revenue really in the first position, I will do at the very end of my day. Now, here's one thing I want to be better at. And I'm always going to shoot it real here and not sugarcoat like I have it all down. I would love to be better at taking breaks for myself. I don't really do that. I love to work. It's a choice. Do not feel bad for me. I love to work. And I love to work hard. I think it's just been ingrained to me in my entire life. My dad always had a really high standard for us. And then I went on to be a D1 athlete. And if you know any, we're kind of cut from a different cloth. We're just going to go all in. But I feel like at this juncture, not necessarily in my life, but where I've learned where my nervous system could probably get a little more TLC. Some of you all laughing because you've told me this too many times. I know who you are. I'm not going to call you out. But I would love to put more time in those working hours. So I usually work 7 to 3 and then sometimes 7 to 4. But when my kids are home, I'm done. So sayonara, baby, signing off. But I would love to take more time just to like go read. I love reading. I'll leave that for late at night. I'll finish my day for you too. But I would love in those working hours that I took a little more, like maybe just took like a quick walk in the day, which I do if I need to like get some more creative energy juices going, especially like on podcasting days. So my days aren't all the same. I do have days that I'm strictly podcasting. I'm writing copy, auditing my clients' businesses, taking all my calls. So doing all my one-to-ones, coaching my inner circle, my group coaching my community. So those days look a little different, but I'm just kind of giving you like a waking hours overall type thing. But then I'm done at 4. So that's when my babies are home and it is all about them. So they come home, we do after school snack, we look over the homework, we look over anything that if it's a Monday, we're looking through the whole week, like what needs to get done. And then we look a week ahead because I'm not one of the last minute mommies. I do not like procrastination in my children. children. I do not like it in myself. And so we'll look forward facing. We'll look at any sports that we have. We'll make sure we have our clothes clean and our uniforms that we need for the week, not for the day, for the week. Again, I always like to plan to prepare or prepare to fail. I do not like failure. I do not like chaos. I don't like everything, hair on fire moments. I just don't work well that way. I like having everything planned out, for the entire week. And then 5:30, I'll make dinner. We all sit around a table. I just did an episode about this. It is very important. We talk about our high lows, any challenges we had, any solutions we can bring to those challenges. And then we start our bedtime routine. So it's bath, Bible, bed. Absolutely love talking to my little guys when they're in the bath. They're still young like that. The girlies shower. And then I love reading the Word of God. My husband's really good about doing it every single night with the boys, but now I have the boys read their own child book Bible. I do let them read other books if they want to, but I just feel like the Bible before bed is so powerful. And then to talk through it, my kids really love the Word of God. So I'm blessed there. And then they're to bed by 8:00. And I have to tell you, if you're getting up at 4:00, me and my husband are also like crushed by 8:00. We had to pick up our daughter at youth at 9 on Thursdays, and you would have thought it was 2 a.m. Like that's how late it felt. But we try to go to bed by like 8:30, 9:00, 9:30 is late. Like if I text any of my people back at like 9:30, they're like, what are you doing? But sometimes I have to work after I put my kids to bed. Sometimes we're in launch mode. Sometimes we have different things going on in the business. So I will work even after putting my kids to bed. When I was building my first business with all the littles, I did work a lot when they were asleep, and I work a lot before they woke up. I did not sleep that much. And I know sleep is so important. And again, I am owning that I didn't have as healthy of habits prior to really the past couple of years where I've decided to make it a priority, right? We're either going to make it happen or make an excuse. And so I found myself making a ton of excuses of why I couldn't sleep more, why I couldn't eat healthier, why I couldn't work out as much as I needed to, all the things. And I realized, what the longevity is? My kids want a healthy mom, right? They want me to be able to go skiing with them and do black diamonds when I'm 56. I had my last baby almost 40. So I have a 6-year-old and I'm 46. I want to make sure that I am taking care of myself so I can be better for them. Being better for yourself is actually being better for them. It's not selfish. And I think I believed a lie for a while that I didn't need to take care of myself. But I will tell you now that I do take care of myself. And my mom has role modeled it. My mom's going to be 79, you guys. And she can still like play with my kids and handle them all day and do fun things and have great energy. She looks amazing. She's fun. And so I always say, choose your hard. Like getting older and like not feeling good is hard. Going to the gym every morning at 5 a.m. and getting up at 4, that's hard too. But like choose your hard, right? Like when it comes to marriages too, like weekly date nights are super important. We go every Wednesday, we go on a date night, and it's like a non-negotiable for my marriage. Well, that people are like, that's too hard. We have all these things going on. Well, choose your hard. Divorce is hard. It's extremely expensive to get divorced. Not only that, there's pain that you carry the rest of your life. So like if you're not going to make your marriage your priority, if you're not going to kiss your husband when he comes home, if you're not going to like be presentable, one thing about me showing up on purpose and getting ready every single day with a thoughtful outfit, hair and makeup is that when my husband comes home, he was like, yes, right? As opposed to me being messy bun, get stuff done, like unshowered, just like don't care how I look. Like that's, that was important to him. And you need to know that too. And that's not male chauvinist, whatever. That's like, hey, he knows I'm going to feel good about myself when I look my best and feel my best, and I'm going to show up better for him. So that's super important. I think I nailed all the waking hours. And like I said, days are different. The weekends are off. I do not work on the weekends. We are in church actually. So we are in leadership at our church, and we set up our church right now. We're not in a building. We sold our building during COVID. We bought mission training centers. We have incredible things happening in Kashmir, in Japan, that I can't really speak about a lot on the podcast, but amazing things the Lord is doing. But anyway, we have to set up and break down a church. And my husband's the worship leader as well as the preacher. His dad is the main pastor, which is a huge blessing, but his dad's well sought all over the world. And so my husband and I get to do a lot of the preaching when he's gone, which is a huge blessing, but that is a lot of heavy carry, preparing a message. And I always have the fear of the Lord before I get behind and speak the word, to our church. And our church is amazing. I love you. But that looks like we leave Saturday night, and we'll leave at 4:00 and all the setup. And we might not get home till 10 o'clock on a Saturday. And then we redo it on a Sunday. Leave the house by 10 a.m. and we might come home in between both services for a quick bite to eat, but we might not get back till 9 to 10 again on a Sunday night. And so the only time that we really have is as a couple, my husband and I, are those Saturday mornings to really be intentional. So what we started doing is we make sure that we go outside on the lawn chairs or next to the pool and we have a quick chat. So we just really connect on Saturday mornings. We try to keep them open. The little boys are in baseball right now. They're hijacking that little quiet time in the morning. He's coaching one of them. But again, there's different seasons for different things, but you're going to make it work and you're going to make whatever you want a priority. Otherwise, you're going to make an excuse and you're going to make time for it, right? Whenever people start making excuses, I'm like, but you made time for this, right? So it just became more of a priority. And one thing someone taught me in business, my first business was super proud. She said, instead of saying, I don't have time, say it's not a priority and see how that feels. So when people say, I don't have time to work out, no, you really just say that's not a priority because that's kind of what we're saying, right? So I think the best thing to do when you lay out your day is be extremely intentional about what the goals for that day are. You can't do everything in a day, right? Although I try, but I'll tell you it does not work. Write down the 3 most important things that you need to get done. Make sure that revenue is in the first position so that you're making sales. Revenue means you're bringing money into your business, right? That is a very important thing or you will not have a business. And then make sure that you're extremely intentional in those working hours. Like there is no dead man scroll. There's amazing apps. I think one of the newer ones that some of my girls and I were trying out was the Be Present app. There's the Brick. There's several different things. So if you have a problem with being distracted all day by your phone, grab one of those apps or grab the Brick and just be diligent and disciplined in that. And then have accountability in your life to be disciplined and have the accountability. If working out is not your thing, I'll admit today I did not want to go to the gym, like the last thing. And when I feel that bad that I don't want to go, I'm like, you're going. You are absolutely going now. The fact that you absolutely don't, you are going. You're always going to be better because of it. You never say, oh, that was I regret working out. No, you usually say, I regret not working out because then you have all this other stuff. Either your brain's running too fast because it didn't get to work out or you just feel sluggish and low energy. High performing habits are important to me. How you fuel your body, right? Like making time to make healthy, nutritious meals. That's something I really implemented in the past year. Joshua and I did this health thing that I shared with you guys for 105 days. We birthed the Marriage Made in Heaven podcast. If you haven't listened to that, while we were out walking an hour every single morning, it was a fasted walk. We kept those, principles in throughout what we're doing now. My husband's so dialed in on nutrition. It is like goals. It is amazing. But again, he made it a priority. For a long time, it was an excuse. So schedule your day and look at those things with intentionality. And then, different seasons, different times, things are going to be different, but make sure you are all in. When you're doing something, be all in. That is the best thing. If you didn't listen to anything in this entire podcast, make sure you're all in when you say you're going to be all in, and then be all out when you're all out. Like turn off the phone, turn off the laptop, be intentional with your kids, go throw the ball around, make the fort, do what it is that they want to do. Make sure you have that eye contact because that's the stuff that really matters in your waking day. I hope this helps. You've been tuning in to For His Glory CEO podcast, where unshakable faith meets bold business strategy to equip you for your next level. If this blessed you, please subscribe, leave a review, and share it. And if you're a businesswoman that's looking for the right circle to scale big, we got you. Click the show notes and hear more about our For His Glory CEO community, which is one of a kind, amazing. And remember, we're not just building businesses, we're building the kingdom of God. Until next time.